this is how the Democrats have been winning. They dumped foreign voters on the country who since 1970 have been voting 8-2 for the Democrats. Democrats couldn't get Americans to vote for them. So they looked around and said, fine.
So when you look at the candidates and you say, look, it doesn't really matter what their policy is on taxes or what their policy is on pro-life issues, or you think this is what people should really be looking for?
It's the only issue, because once we have only Americans voting again, we can win those other issues. If we keep dumping in, oh my gosh, if amnesty goes through, well then it's over overnight. As soon as they become voters, that's 30 million voters for the Democrats. Well, presidential elections are decided by a few million votes. I also think immigration, it is the new abortion issue. It used to be and in a good way all around, it used to be that's how you could tell the mice from the men. There were a lot of Republicans who were pro-choice, and oh, we need the pro-choice vote. And then, you know, along comes Ronald Reagan, anti-equal rights amendment. People forget what a huge issue that was. Young people don't even know what I'm talking about. Why? Because we won on it, and I hope in 20 years that's how we'll be talking about immigration and offense on the border.
But you did tons of research for this book. A lot of facts and figures in here, despite what I've seen the left media say about it. What was the most surprising thing that you found in all your research?
Well, first of all, how hard it is to get any information on this. I mean, I research all my books. This was the hardest book to research and to get footnotes for. I mean, when you get to the environmental chapter, I had to go to you know, hikers' web pages and start quoting the comments and showing the photos. I mean, there's a little bit more than that in that chapter, but that, in fact, is how this book became this book. Immigration was just going to be a chapter in the original book I had planned to write. I drafted 2 chapters, and then I got to immigration, and I start looking for the facts, and they're not there. They're not there. The government won't tell us what. You know, these BS studies about, oh, immigrants commit far less crime than Native Americans. Well, for one thing, they're nonsense studies. They're comparing immigrants to not all Americans, but Americans who have been convicted of a felony. No, actually, I was thinking of a higher standard than that for people who have no right to be here. How about just counting them?
Well, you say in the book, and I'm going to get your reaction on this, you say since 1970, nearly 90% of all legal immigrants have been from the Third World. You go on to say that America now accepts more immigrants from Nigeria than we do from Britain, and in just a few decades, Minnesota has gone from being 99% German, Dutch, Finnish, Danish, and Polish to 20% African immigrant. People read that and they might say, are you suggesting that we should only be letting white people?
By definition, anyone coming to America is going to be more authoritarian, more statist. It's going to make America less free because we're the freest country in the world. We are among the most honest countries in the world. We are among the least corrupt countries in the world. When you bring in anyone from a different culture, it will change that incremental amount. Where it's like any immigrant to Finland makes Finland less white.
Finnish, I would say.
As de Tocqueville said, freedom is a wonderful thing, but it's a very hard thing to learn.
And Coulter, thank you very much. Thank you.